Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Lord Zath back with you for another replay for our STW Operation Carnage 1 year anniversary tournament. It's a mouthful. Anyway, this time around we're in a Benson. Thought try something different, and this is TetraethylLead or lead. Um, TetraethylLead. Let's try that one and see. I always pick the replays with the hardest screen names to figure out to pronounce, so, makes me look dumb. But that's okay. So, anyways, we're looking at a Benson here. I thought let's feature a destroyer. We've looked at cruisers in the past couple, so let's look at a destroyer. And let's see how I'm just going to call you Lead. So let's see how Lead does in the Benson. You can see here we have a B hull Benson. There are 5 guns. You see that gun right there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. That third gun right there is usually gone on the C model, or is it the 4th gun? I can't remember exactly. But anyway, this is definitely the B hull Benson. He's using just the standard, looks like type 5 camouflage that reduces dispersion by 4%, or increases dispersion by 4%, and detectability is reduced by 3%. So it's a tier 8 to 6 game, and there are carriers, but they are tier 6, which is kind of nice. It's a little bit easier than for Mr. Lead to get around. Alright, so it looks like we see our first catch of the day. That's what I like to say. So Cleveland is about 9 kilometers away, 9.7. The thing is, he's coming this way. There's also smoke, which he's entering into, so that tells you that there's something there. Probably a destroyer, of course. So the nice thing is, pretty high probability of success with torpedo hits there, because you've got a cruiser that's only has to come 0.5 kilometers farther up to be in range, and look, he's continuing to head north, so that's good. Okay, yep, and he even says he's trying to drop on the Cleveland. So let's see if he gets it. Can I Z? I can. Hey, what? Oh, maybe he just did it. Yeah. All right. I've got the camera based on what he's looking at, so he can see there. Booyah! Goodbye, Cleveland. Feel bad for that Cleveland, but at the same time, this is what happens when you charge headlong into a bunch of enemies. Don't do that, especially when you're bottom tier. Bad, 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 bad idea. Other thing of note, it looks like we have, or Lead is taking out consumable wise, just stock standard damage control party, and I believe he's got premium smoke and premium speed boost. It's interesting, he would not want to spend that extra 22,500 credits for the damage control, but maybe he doesn't feel like he needs it. It's almost like he's got a sixth sense here. I mean, he just kind of knew that something was nearby, and he stopped and smoked, and now he's pulling out a little bit. He got detected. He was not able to detect the person, so my guess is that's a Benson. Hey, look, there it is. That saw him. It's interesting he's using the map a lot to ping. You could be control clicking on the map, so I don't know if I can pull up my mouse here. I would just double click right there, hold the control button. You can do that. You don't have to go into the map to do that. Anyways, we see that now Mr. Lead is shooting at the Gneisenau, and I'm guessing the torpedoes were meant to hit the Benson on the enemy team. Oh my god, Benson, why you do this? The enemy Benson is using a wide torpedo spread. Look how that didn't matter at all. Bad, bad, bad decision. Torp bombers are getting close to where the Benson was. So my guess is those torpedoes will not hit anything. Another fire on Gneisenau. And torpedo bombers dropping, looks like on the Gneisenau. Not surprised there. But it looks like the carrier took a little bit too long to get his bombers into position. That is unfortunate for him. Now we see some torpedo bombers coming this way, and dive bombers too. Notice how he just turned them back on. I was just about to say he was turning his anti-air off, which is generally a good idea. Right now, by turning them on, you are letting the carrier know exactly where you are in the smoke. That's really, really not a good idea. You're also letting the Benson know where you are too. So honestly, guys, I would recommend against doing this. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to help his teammates out by maybe shooting down a torpedo bomber before that Colorado sucks down all those torpedoes. I hate to say it, but let him. At this point, oh, there's the Benson. At this point, you are seriously hurting yourself by opening fire. If you had defensive fire, I could totally see you doing that. If you're in a sea-hull Benson and you can use the defensive fire, please, by all means, go for it. But other than that, it's too much risk for very little reward there. Trying to shoot down one or two planes. Alright, now, Mr. Lead, I don't know if you saw where he's shooting, but he shot his torpedoes where he's kind of behind where the smoke was going. That's because most people will tend to stop and reverse back into their smoke. So that's kind of smart. Right now, he's doing two things that I would recommend not doing. One, he's shooting into where he thinks the destroyer is. Which, yeah, I get it. That's generally a good idea, sure. But in the process of doing that, you could get spotted. You let the Benson know that you are looking at him and targeting him, so you have him alerted that torpedoes might be coming his way, right? The second thing I'm seeing him do here is he's sailing between the Benson and a potential target. Why is that a bad idea? Because the Benson's most likely going to torp that potential target, being one of those cruisers. Sailing between gives you a high probability of sailing right into that. Oh my god. Wow. Sometimes things like that happen, and all you can do is just laugh because you're like, whoa, that was totally planned, guys. Yeah. Anyway, while we have a moment, let's look at the flags that Mr. Lead is using. Oh, he's not using any flags. Interesting. There are some flags that are good to use, like fire chance starting. Of course, anti-detonation is good. I like to keep those for... oh, look, torpedoes. I like to keep those for ranked battles. I always keep at least 300 available for the start of the season, because I know I'm going to need them. And I like to use them once I get to, rank 10, up to 5. It becomes useful. Alright, so we've got a Negato. Domo Regato, Mr. Negato. Who looks like he's kind of derping around on the 1-2 line. And Mr. Lead is, I'm guessing, either assuming he's going to turn like that, because he was that way before, or he's looking at the Gneisenau and saying, hey, I can hit the Gneisenau. Let's see what happens. Can I pull up detection? No, I can't. But we can see that, oh geez, Lead's about to get detected. At this point, I would be popping speed boost and trying to get the F out of there so that I don't get detected. It doesn't matter, the Nagato turned anyways. So, smoke and burn, makes sense. At this point, sail forward at 1/4 speed. You want to try to get as much of a smoke screen as you can out of this. If you go past 1/4 speed while you're shooting, you'll get detected. And we can see Mr. Lead has decided to do just that. And rule of thumb for me, when I see about 5 seconds left on smoke gen, I stop and slow down and reverse. Just because I don't want to take a chance that I forget. Look at the carrier, he's dropping torps. Probably. No. See, a good carrier captain like that would drop those torps right there on you. So when I see a carrier with torpedo bombers coming, I go completely 100% silent running. I do not want the carrier to know where I am. No guns, no torpedoes, no anti-air. Also at this point, I would probably switch gun targets to the Colorado or the Nelson, because this Nagato is on, what, 3 fires looks like? And if he hasn't extinguished them yet, it's going to be a while before he puts them out. But he is switching to AP, so Lead is doing the smart thing here. The Nagato is broadside. You can pen battleship armor up on the upper belt. with AP from these little destroyer guns, pew pew guns. So take advantage of it. Now, while we have a minute, let's talk a little bit about the tournament. This tournament is hosted by STW, like I said earlier, to celebrate their 1-year anniversary. If you are interested in it, check out the thread on the forums. It is under the player run section. Actually, I created the thread on the Wargaming page. You have to be either a member of STW or be invited to participate in the tournament by an STW member. So if you are an STW member, there's a sign-up sheet in the on the STW page, sunzuwarriors.com. And if you are not a member of Sun Tzu Warriors, you can ask in that thread to see if somebody would be willing to sponsor you, will be willing to pull you in. It's honestly really cool seeing people post there saying, man, I'm not a member of STW, but I'd like to participate. Is there anybody willing to sponsor me? And people saying, yeah, man, hop in. And that's just really exciting to see. Anyway, a couple things here. We have a Gneisenau and New Mexico that are really, really sitting far in the back here. So, Lead is looking at the torpedoes and firing. He made a mistake here getting into range of that Gneisenau. That Gneisenau, if he is smart, is going to turn away. And looks like he's doing just that. He is turning away because he got detected. So if you're a destroyer captain, you want to be very careful not to get detected, because as soon as you do, all bets are off on those surprise torps you just had scheming. Being said, looks like the New Mexico is about to sail right into these. Derp. Maybe? Maybe not? Let's find out. Oh, the Gneisenau is gonna sail in. Oh my god. Alright, well. Looks like you might be hitting both battleships with this. Nope, nope. Gneisenau, slow down. Oh, and the New Mexico caught the torps too. Oh well. It happens, so. Oh, Nelson, that's low health. Can we kill? Yes, please. It's a good idea. Just open up in front of the battleships. There's a Charles Martel coming too. That's going to make your life miserable. If you're going to do this kind of a thing, running and gunning, you might want to engage. There it is. Your speed boost. Notice this happens to me every time I play destroyer as well. I activate speed boost and immediately lose my engine. Go figure. Things aren't looking too good for our hero here, Mr. Lead. Very smart though. He held his fire. He got out of detection. And he's okay as long as he doesn't get set on fire or something. Shoot his guns. He'll be alright for a bit. North Carolina is still going. I know that Mr. Lead wants to dump torps on him. Matter of fact, as you can see, he is starting to move to line up his torpedo spread. The problem is the way the North Carolina is going. If you turn to the right, it's going to be really hard for you to set out torpedoes. So what he's doing is he's turning to the left, which makes perfect sense. You want to match the angle of your target, if you can, when you drop torpedoes, because then they end up being the flattest, or hitting the flattest portion of the ship, so better chance of getting hits. You also notice how Mr. Lead is spacing out his torpedoes slightly. That comes in really handy because as torpedoes go farther in the distance, they spread out even more, and that helps a lot. And look at this, Martel is about to derp into the torpedoes. Again, totally planned for, guys. Let's see if he takes one. Oh, he's going to get pushed into one. Are you serious? No? Oh, he didn't get pushed into one. Rats! That would have been hilarious if that happened. So now the North Carolina is down on flooding. Now's a good time to pop that last smoke and start pew-pew, which is exactly what he's doing. You want to set that North Carolina back on fire. He's got 20 seconds at damage control party, so maybe we can get that Charles Martel lit. I'm sure that's what he's thinking. And letting it rain on the North Carolina, which also makes sense. Nope, back on the Charles. Good, Charles is on fire. Back to the North Carolina now. Let's see if we can get him on fire. At least that's what I would be thinking if I was in his boots right now. You probably noticed that my commentary is just kind of live. I really don't know what's about to happen. Oh, Charles is dead. He repaired one fire. Don't repair one fire. Anyway, um, I like to report things as I see them. I don't even know what's going to happen in the battle. I just know generally that, the requirements to enter the competition have been met, and that's about it. Now, this is not looking good for Mr. Lead. He needs to do at least 80,000 damage to get into the tournament, which he's done. Now, you got that North Carolina that's kind of coming in. And so what Lead is trying to do is to get out of here and use the smoke screen as a way to escape before the North Carolina gets close enough to fire his guns. Generally speaking, that's a good idea. However, you could also stay in the smoke, dare the North Carolina to charge you, and shoot him from extremely close range with your torpedoes. Keep in mind, you just caused a flood on him, so even if you miss your torpedoes, you will probably cause him to flood out. That being said, last one alive makes it difficult to, to know. Now, we see some kind of almost random torps at the ends of the smoke screen. Lead is trying to figure out where this North Carolina might be. And, well, you look at that. The North Carolina is going to dodge one torp immediately. Will he take the second? He's going to take the second. Question is, will Mr. Lead survive to be able to get this kill? He's got 4 kills, so he's 1 kill from Kraken. And he's decided to open fire because why the hell not? Which makes sense. Now, battleship AP is very damaging if you get penned through the entire ship. So it might be worth it, actually, in this case, to be showing a broadside to minimize the damage that you take. And that's kind of what he does right there. Come on, just a little bit more. A little bit more. I hate this too. No damage penetrations. Oh! Done! Nice job, son. Now we've got New Mexico and Gneisenau coming in, as well as the carrier. 2 minutes left. I don't think that Mr. Lead is going to win this game. Still pretty good game though. I mean, kill on the Cleveland that just kind of sailed up straight and derped into torps. Kill on a Benson that derped into torps. And almost kill on the Charles that almost derped into torps. So, yeah, not a bad game. And at this point, the carrier is doing a wonderful job of screening for his allies. He knows where the Benson is, and he's going to make sure that the Benson, Mr. Lead here, is unable to contest the cap. Which is unfortunate, because he's not able to do much. At this point, I probably would be turning south and heading straight towards the cap. Even if I get spotted, to hell with it. I'm the last ship alive. I might as well try to get at least a little bit more damage in, maybe a fire, get into the cap, get some base defense ribbons, get some XP from that, because at this point it's a loss, right? So let's do what we can to just get some more XP. Just a thought. And then we'll see from there. But in any case, it's a done deal for him. Game's over. So, if you want to take a look at the battle replay and the after damage screenshots, I'll be linking that in this YouTube commentary or YouTube description. And if you want to participate in the tournament, check it out. You've got until the 31st to get yourself enrolled one way or the other. So, thanks for watching. Any comments, please leave below. And see you next time.